Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at the best of Redditors updates. Now, I saw this the other day and I have been looking for it ever since, and I have not been able to find the original, but I found someone else who reposted it in the updates, so let's check it out. So here's the title. I'm married to a woman who acts like a teenage girl. The Ballad of Bret Hart. Okay, so this was originally posted in Off My Chest, but honestly, I cannot find the original. I wanted to find the original so we could see the comments to him and see his response to the comments, but I can't find it. But this will be just as good. Don't worry. Okay, so this is from February 6th. I'm married to a woman who acts like a teenage girl. My wife behaves like a teenage girl, and I don't know whether to laugh or cry. This is just a rant. Curious to know how many full grown adults behave the way my wife does. I'd say out of all the adult women I know, like friends, relatives, wives of my friends, none of them behave this way unless they keep it a closely guarded secret. Editing right here to add that my wife is in her 30s for context. So, my wife is always obsessed with somebody, a man, or sometimes or sometimes multiple men at one time. Usually there's one or two main focuses at a time. When I talk obsessed, I mean obsessed, like a teenage girl, or maybe even a preteen girl would be. I've seen pictures of her bedroom when she was that age, and they were literally wallpapers. They were literally wallpapers in posters of her favorite guys. I was about to say, I think that was all of us. That's totally normal for a 13-year-old girl. She still behaves that way as a woman in her 30s. Granted, our bedroom walls aren't wallpapered in posters, but they probably would be if I allowed it. Her obsessions have ranged from rock stars, actors, non entertainment industry public figures. It's like one day she hasn't even heard of the guy in question, and the next day she's superfan number one and knows just about everything there is to know about him. She'll read and watch everything there is to watch about the man. She'll bring him up in every conversation. She will adopt parts of him into her own personality. She will suggest things that make it clear to me that she wants to adopt characteristics of these men as part of my appearance or personality. She will openly admit to me that she's masturbated over the guy multiple times in one day. Okay, I think he's rewritten this because this is not exactly the one I this is not the one I read, but it's the same story. Let's see. So the current obsession is wait. Oh, when she finds a new man to obsess over, she puts the others in her little stable of men who she always has a place for in her heart and in her fantasies, so they never really go away. The new man just takes center stage and becomes the main focus of almost her entire life. So the current obsession is so strange to me. Never saw this one coming, but leave it to her to always find somebody new to fall in love with. The intensity that she has during these periods, it's honestly like she falls in love with these men. I'm laughing so hard just typing all this. I mean, I'm glad you can laugh about it. I'm laughing so hard typing all this. Her current obsession is Bret Hart, former pro wrestler. This woman had never watched pro wrestling before in her life. Always thought that stuff was below her, and now she's obsessed with this former pro wrestler. She watched one show about him, for reasons I'm not aware of, and I could tell almost instantly where it was headed. I thought, here we go. So now the Bret Hart obsession is in full swing. Has she already dropped close to $1,000 in vintage Bret Hart shirts on eBay? Of course. Bought all the stickers and magnets and all sorts of other stupid crap she can find? Yep. Does she send me Bret Hart YouTube clips all day long when she's supposed to be working? Yes, she does. So I better get to work brushing up on my Bret Hart knowledge and taglines. This is the key to getting laid when it comes to her. I'm used to this by now. It's not just something that I can easily explain to anyone I know. There are things I'm a fan of, but she is next level. I can't think of anyone I know who is her age and acts like this. She was voted most likely to grow up and become a groupie when she was in high school, so this is absolutely nothing new for her. Sigh. Many are lighthearted in the comments. Okay, thank you. Okay, I must have saw the update. Okay. Let's read this one. I think this is the one I read. I recently wrote about my wife suddenly discovering former pro wrestler Bret the Hitman Hart. Let's start over. I recently wrote about my wife suddenly discovering former pro wrestler Bret the Hitman Hart one day after never even knowing of his existence, experienced love at first sight, and is now even deeper than love with him. Maybe deeper in love. Is now even deeper in love with him than she was a month ago. Tonight, I experienced a good hour of her sobbing, literal sobs, after watching the Bret Hart A&E biography. I just love him so much. I love him with all my heart. I don't want any more bad things to happen to him. Also, I'm very jealous this is still her. Also, I'm very jealous he's not my husband. Girl, you're saying this to your own husband? She also went from not wanting any kids to suddenly wanting a baby so she can name it Bret. A girl or a boy, doesn't matter. They'll be named Bret. And she almost had me convinced, but I blame that one on the heat of the moment. Sir, no, anyone that... Okay, I'm not going to comment. It's fine. She's bought all sorts of clothes just like his. My wife now dresses like Bret Hart in and outside of the ring. The past few days, she's been acting really annoyed with me. Finally, I'm like, WTF am I doing wrong? I bought you Bret Hart stuff for your birthday. I call you Miss Bret Hart now, even though you're my wife. Excuse me. I even sent you flowers at work from Bret. I mean, that was supposed to get me points because she knew they were from me and I was playing it into her obsession, which she's now apparently shared with everyone she works with. They've bought her a giant Bret Hart wall decal for her office. Okay, so I did forget our anniversary, which was very recently. Totally forgot it. Then again, so did she. She was too busy masturbating over Bret Hart to remember our wedding anniversary. I mean, bad husband points for me, obviously, but all the birthday gifts had to have made up for it. I mean, I even ordered a Bret Hart birthday banner and got her a Bret Hart themed birthday cake as if she were a 7-year-old boy in the year 1994. So why was she acting... Sorry. So why is she acting so annoyed lately? Why does she act like she hates me and can't stand to even be in the same room as me? She finally admits, I'm not Bret Hart. None of her obsessions have ever been this bad. She's seriously threatening me with divorce now because I'm not Bret Hart. She just wants a guy like that. She had to go walk the dog today. She had to go walk the dog today and cried over it. Over how much she hates me and wishes she was married to Bret Hart. Oh, F me, you want a guy like your dad because that's what Bret Hart is like. Exactly like her dad. The same look, the same hair, the same damn age. I told her I think she should get checked out for autism or some other sort of disorder. Her obsessions have never been this bad. She should make an appointment now because the wait list is long. She just laughed. There's nothing wrong with her. She just has different taste in men now, according to her. Okay, this is not real. This is not a real story. There is no woman out here dressing like Bret Hart in and out of the ring, threatening to divorce her husband because he's not Bret Hart. It's not real. It's not real, but it's hilarious. All right. Side chick. Therapist here. She needs to see a psychiatrist. This is mental illness to the extreme. Either she goes or you leave. This is ultimatum territory, and stop giving in to her obsession. It makes it worse. Okay. Man, when she threatens divorce, take it. Jump at the chance. I mean, honestly, if it's a real story and someone's treating you that way and they're saying they hate you because you're not Bret Hart, like, just say, okay, well, bye. Go find Bret Hart. I mean, I don't think he's alive anymore, but go find someone like him. What does it say? Okay. Hell, sit. Be a good boy and offer your effing paw if that's what it takes to get treated to an exit strategy. Don't worry about dignity. Sounds like you gave that up a long time ago. She's even looked up the divorce process for where we live and says we can be amicable about everything. She assures me she's not looking to take anything that is rightfully mine. She just wants a clean break. Let her go, man. Let her go. I'm surprised he even lasted this long, calling her Miss Bret Hart. I can't even fathom. Excuse me, it's Miss Bret Hart, not Ms. OOP elaborates on the share of responsibilities. I pay all of our shared bills, mortgage, car insurance, all utilities, internet, etc. Let her go. Let her go. She is playing games with you. You pay all the bills, yet she hates you because you're not Bret Hart and she wants a divorce. Who's going to pay her bills? Where is she going to go? Let her divorce amicably and let her go find Bret Hart to pay her bills. What is the old saying? Crazy is fun to sleep with, but terrible to be married to. Something like that. She sounds like she would be a blast in the sack, but terrible to be in a committed relationship with. That's pretty much it. Did I also mention she doesn't cook or clean? Not that I expect the woman to do all of that, but she doesn't do it at all. I am not the OOP. Please do not harass the OOP. Okay, so those are all the things from the original, I can't think of words. I couldn't find the original entry though. So this is a repost. So these are the posts underneath the reposter. What is even going on? The hitman did a Montreal screw job on her heart, clearly, and marriage. After my wife took a job working with adults with autism, I've learned a lot and asked her about the story. Her response was, this woman definitely has autism, and because she's a woman, went her whole life with no one addressing the issue. Men are diagnosed at much higher rates. This dude needs to get out or have her see someone ASAP. Okay, why is everyone saying autism though? I've never heard that these obsessions and fantasies specifically belong to autism. I've never heard that before. So, where are we? Where were we? Dude's got to pay for a cameo video from Goldberg to announce he's divorcing her. Once in a lifetime opportunity. That's funny. I'm sorry. This is so unhinged. I'm actually laughing. She was dressing like him. I know. That's the thing. This woman is dressing like Bret Hart. He said in and out of the ring. So she's walking around with this leotard. I'm just imagining sparkly, colorful leotards. It's funny. It's funny. I wonder if she does her hair like his, like all wet and like curly. If I'm remembering correctly, and I think so. It just always looked wet and long and curly. Okay. OP has replied. Wait, what? I seriously wonder what this woman was like when they first got together. Was she just a little bit like this, but it has escalated over time? She sounds so unwell. She needs help. I mean, he never should have played into it is the first problem. If he had never played into it, she probably would have just kept all those things in her head, in her mind, and her, you know what I'm saying? OOP has replied extensively in comments. She apparently has been basically like this ever since she was a teenager and the entire time he's known her. It's just the escalation that prompted the update that's different. OOP specifically mentions not just the intensity, but that this is the first time she's gotten mean towards him as opposed to just being dismissive and such. She's really going to hate Shawn Michaels. You think the work part was the least You think the work part was the least believable bit? She said they got started on the topic of celebrity crushes one day recently. You have to understand when she's obsessing like this, she wants to tell everybody about her imaginary husband. So that was her opportunity. She had probably been dying to bring him up for weeks. And finally, somebody started talking about their love of Justin Timberlake, and she had to interject about her love of Bret Hart. When she starts talking about her obsession, she loses all filter. So I fully believe that she told them how much she wants to F him, how she wants him, how, how she wants him to out her in the sharpshooter. I don't know what that means. And so on. She told them she wanted a life-size Bret Hart for her office. They usually decorate each other's offices for birthdays. They ordered her one and had his on her wall when she came in the next day. Oh, is this the original? Poor guy married an otaku. That's another issue. If she actually went as far as seeking a professional and maybe getting a diagnosis, I doubt she'd take the meds. She really hates taking any... Oh, is this him? Oh, no. She really hates taking any medications of any sort for anything. She's been given prescriptions for other things over the years, not mental health issues, but migraines, an injury, an illness, and she never takes any of it. Honestly, I don't like taking medications either. I don't trust you guys. Not you guys, but I don't trust the pharmaceutical companies. I've been trying to get her to see a therapist for years, not specifically due to her obsessions with men, but for various things. I think it could really benefit her. Nope, she's happy being the way she is. Hey, real quick, what the actual F? Just start calling him Bret the Hitman Fart to her face over and over. Put an S in front of... Oh, okay. This sounds like a severe personality disorder coming from someone who has one. I really hope OOP's wife sees a psychiatrist. Okay. Hold on. I just want to see if this was the original. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it was deleted. I knew that it was gone. Honestly, who can blame her for being obsessed with Bret Hart? I mean, after all, he's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.